Your risk-reward ratio trading the ES emini futures sucks. I know you have been told that shooting for 4 ticks is the best target in the ES. I know many teachers told you that you can't expect more than that, and anything more than 4 ticks is just a bonus. But you have been told wrong. When you shoot for 4 ticks, because that is what most scalpers do, you are destroying your risk-reward ratio in such a way that forces you to maintain an unachievable win ratio. In doing so, you must have a win ratio of at least 80%, because nowadays you can't use a stop loss smaller than 3 points. And maintaining a win ratio of 80% or even more is a very stressful state of mind to be in as a trader. Every loser has the potential to wipe out 3 winners, and this, my friend, affects your overall positive state of mind, which is so important in scalping the volatile market of the ES. The thing is that most scalpers, so to speak, are so focused on targeting the 4 ticks that they usually don't even see the big picture. Price action works on any price level, and assuming that the 2000 tick chart can get you only 4 ticks is simply wrong. And it's wrong in a way that destroys your profitability and your state of mind. I trade the price action trading system, but I never go for the recommended 4 ticks. I only take setups that have at least 1 to 2 risk-reward ratio. In that way, 1 winner is enough to wipe out 2 losers. This is exactly the opposite way than what 90% of the price action scalpers do. You have to ask yourself a simple question. If 90% of the traders lose money, what do they all have in common? What is that they all do preventing them from becoming profitable? I've asked myself this question, and the answer that popped up to me was quite shocking. Yes, they all shoot for 4 ticks. And why? Because 1, that's what they have been told. And 2, because they can't bear the fact that they must survive the pullback on the way to the target. You see, the fact that there is a pullback on your way to the bigger target does not make it right to aim for a smaller target. Not being able to stand the market normal up and down ticks must not be an excuse for a poor method, and going for 4 ticks, in my opinion, is a poor method. The reason I aim for at least 1 to 2 risk-reward ratio is that it is simply the right thing to do. It's not the easiest one to do, but it's the correct one. And that's why I've changed my whole observation of the market. I completely ignore the tiny insignificant setup like second entries and traps if they present themselves inside the tiny channels. These are definitely only for 4 ticks. And by the way, if you are not familiar with second entries and trap, check out my video here and on the description below. I only take setups if they present themselves outside the channels, so I have a clear 1 to 2 risk-reward ratio. And since I'm looking for a deep pullback, these setups almost always occur on the wrong side of the moving average. That's the only way, in my opinion, to catch the high risk-reward ratio setups. And yes, I know it's against what they teach you, but that's what works for me. And because most of these setups are on the wrong side of the moving average, I use the measure move tool. Measure move in the ES works like magic. Don't ask me why, because I just don't know the answer. All I know is that somehow ES traders respect it. Think about it just for a second. No matter if you take a high or low risk-reward ratio trade, you still risk about 3 points. So why in the world would you want to risk 3 points to make 1? Why not risk 3 to make 6? And if it doesn't suit your criteria, let it go. Which brings me to the next topic. I love trading ranges. Yes, I know many new price action traders find them confusing, but for me, they offer the best risk-reward ratio. I fade ranges. That is what I do for a living over 5 years. When you fade the range, you go long at the breakdown of the range, and you have a huge room for your 1 to 2 risk-reward ratio till the high of the range. Lately, in many cases, I trade my stop below the low of the previous bar if I'm long. And that way, sometimes, I find myself in an even higher than 1 to 2 risk-reward ratio trades. Sometimes I get 10 points on a trade like this, and that is even 1 to 3 risk-reward ratio. I have a rule. When I see a setup, I measure the distance to the next resistance line. In case of range, it's the top of the range. And if there is at least 1 to 2, I will jump on it. And if it doesn't, I simply skip it. I will not risk 3 points to make 1. That doesn't make any sense to me. For me, risk-reward ratio is much more than money management. It affects your overall performance, your mood, your trading capabilities, and it's too important to be ignored.